folks, and welcome to your outlet for outdoors and Western lifestyle news, The Ben Show. You know, where we share the other parts of life with you, whether we are on the tractor, off the tractor, on the trail, or just sitting in the blind. I am your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck. As always, we love hearing from all of you. Comments, stories, ideas. Get a hold of us anytime. Call or text 305-900-BEND. That is 305-900-2363, or you can always drop an email to bendradioshow@gmail.com. Joining alongside Sitting Shotgun, as always, is my producer, sound engineer, and co-host, Jeff Tigger Earhart. Yes, we have been dressed in orange because I'm... Blaze orange.
Blaze orange. Let's get it right.
I am. We have
400 square inches of blaze orange that need to be continuous and touching.
Yes, including orange on our heads. There you have it. So yes, our rifle deer opener happened on Friday at noon. And so we're taking a little break to quick chat with all of you. But yes, that's what's going on our outfit. And hunting season, like everyone, especially rifle season for us and our family, is almost its own holiday in a way. It's not the marriage ends during hunting season because the gals jump into it just as much as the men on this place.
You just like it because you sit there and eat all these snacks. I mean, literally, I have never seen somebody take more snacks with them for sitting just for a couple hours. I mean, you have got everything under the sun. It's almost a little ridiculous.
Okay, so I have to divulge. I got this from our dad. Our dad on the ranch growing up, it was a big deal. It was a holiday when rifle season opened, and he had his coat pockets. It didn't matter if he had 3 layers on. Every layer of his coats had candy of some sort in his pockets.
Well, it'd be different if it was like beef jerky or something like that, but it's nothing but candy. I mean candy. There is more candy than Halloween that is when it comes to deer season.
I get that totally from my dad.
And then you're fidgety, and then you this, and then that.
And yes, if you look in my thermos, it is coffee that is pretty much cream and sugar.
Cappuccino, and give me a break.
Regardless, it is deer hunting season. Our first news story, Connecticut has a new state catch and release record blackfish. It was caught by Connecticut angler Aiden Cole, who's a senior in high school. He reeled in the fish of a lifetime, catching and releasing a 36-inch, 25-pound, 78-ounce tautog, a.k.a. amongst the marine anglers, they've called him the Togzilla. So congratulations to this young angler. And by the way, a tautog, if you were wondering, a lot of times people refer to them as a poor man's lobster if you are ever going to eat one.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Next in the news, you've heard us talk about it before, bear aware. Officials in areas prone to bears are warning people that your fall-themed decorations that include pumpkins and squash can actually attract bears. Wildlife officials say that the bears right now are eating as much as possible to fill up before going into hibernation for the winter. So if you're in one of those areas, you might want to consider starting to pull those gourds and pumpkins inside and making a nice display in the garage or somewhere else that's a little safer. I gotta admit,
though, it'd be pretty cool to be able to look out the kitchen window and see, well, there's a bear. I got to admit, that'd be pretty cool. But that's because we're not in bear country and we're not threatened by that.
Exactly. All right, talking about pumpkin squash and gourds, though, not too long ago, we were talking about kind of 101 uses for WD-40.
Oh, I remember that.
Get this. WD-40 can keep your pumpkins fresh and pest-free for those of us that live in non-bear country. You just spray them with the WD-40 product, and the spray's invisible coat makes a protection that makes it difficult for bugs to feast on the gourds. And the scent of the WD-40, with its citrus undertones and vanilla profile, also helps deter pests. Note though, if you have dogs, WD-40 is not recommended to be used. As we know, our canines, they like to lick everything. And if they digest it, you're going to want to give your veterinarian a call. Strength training over cardio. A recent Stanford University study has revealed that strength training to be more effective for burning fat and building muscle than cardio.
Amen. Amen. I've been saying it for a long time.
I knew you were going to like this one, Tigger. Researchers had participants partake in a 9-month exercise routine. Those who did strength training 3 times a week had better progress than those who did cardio or a combination of both. So there's a bit of proof that we all need to keep hunting, fishing, and packing in all that gear. It builds muscle while losing the fat.
You know, they say many times people when they hit middle age or even a little bit younger, it is so much better for your body and your joints just to lift heavy things versus do the cardio, because a lot of that cardio stuff, you're just banging on your joints all the time.
Exactly.
And the fact that I hate cardio.
Well, you and I both dislike cardio. I think the only time I do cardio is when a bull or a cow is chasing me. That's about the only time. But there is a lot of proof to what you've said. I've had physicians again, especially after having gone through cancer, tell me for my bone strength, bone density, that you need to keep lifting weights. Don't be afraid of it.
Now, you do have to have some cardio, though. I believe that there needs to be some to build up your lung strength and capacity, but to just focus on that constant pounding on the pavement and your joints. I'm going to leave that up to y'all out there, whatever you want to do. Some people are saying, I don't want to do either.
There we go. All right, let's change gears, though. Holidays are right around the corner, so I'm already getting bombarded with all kinds of trends and treats, and I thought you might get a kick out of this. Those that are a fan of the Blue Moon beer, you know, who doesn't like throwing an orange slice and a Blue Moon once in a while, right? Well, they have announced the release of a Blue Moon Thanksgiving seasonings. They're a 2-pack of seasonings that include Blue Moon Zesty seasoning for a savory dish, and then the Blue Moon Pie Pint for sweet treats. Might be worth giving a try.
Is beer flavored like this, or this is stuff you sprinkle on your food?
This is stuff you sprinkle on your food.
So
That's what it is.
It's not flavored beer.
No. It is made by the makers of the Blue Moon that we usually see on tap. But yes, this is seasonings for your food.
So you could actually sprinkle it on your beer, since it is flavorings.
I guess you could.
I'm not entirely wrong with my logic.
I would foresee, though, maybe trying the seasoning on a savory dish and drinking it or eating it with a pint of a Blue Moon.
You're supposed to say pairing it with a Blue Moon.
Pairing.
Have a little panache in it.
Oh, there. Okay. Another company we're all familiar with, DiGiorno, as in the frozen pizza. They are offering a new Thanksgiving pizza for those of you that don't want to cook the whole meal. The pizza pie has a chewy Detroit-style crust, and it is topped with mozzarella cheese, cheddar cheese, turkey, sweet potatoes, cranberries, green beans, and gravy. And get this, I've been checking into this. Word on the street is this new pizza has been selling out fast.
Why?
I don't know. I was watching. I said I have a couple of friends that did give a chance, and they tried it, and they were like, interesting combination, and they said it actually was good.
It was decent?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd try it.
Might be worth a try.
Kind of sounds like a chicken pot pie in a way, but it's more turkey.
Yeah, and with the cranberry sauce.
And the cranberry sauce.
All right, next one. We're thinking dessert, right? Baskin Robbins, as in ice cream. They have a new Thanksgiving-inspired flavor called Turkey Day Fixins. The holiday flavors combine a sweet potato and autumn spice with ice cream and have honey, cornbread pieces, and swirls of cranberry sauce within the ice cream.
That sounds like a diabetic seizure waiting to happen.
That's a lot going on, I gotta admit. I don't know if I'm going to be up for this one.
Let's go back to the Blue Moon beer.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But then I'm not a big sweet potato fan in the first place. I think that's where I kind of got turned off on that one. But in case you are one of those and likes to try something new, keep your eyes open for the Baskin Robbins Turkey Day Fixins ice cream. It might be up your alley. Now, next on the list, I thought this was pretty neat. A new survey has come out by Get Your Guide. They say 92% of people prefer receiving experience gifts over fiscal gifts. That's the new study out for 2023, and it is a major jump from last year. People are wanting to get out and do things. So you hear me say it all the time, trips over gifts. There you have it. And if you're looking for some ideas on maybe where to go, head to thebenshow.com and look at this show's notes, because we have all the information right there for you in case you want to plan a travel to the Florida Keys. You could check out Blue Water Girl charters. Or if you're wanting to hit up the Gulf of Mexico and head over to the Florida Panhandle, Johnny Candle, a good friend of ours. He's a professional angler and fishing guide. Or Johnny Candle can put you on the walleye here in Devil's Lake, North Dakota. And then if you're thinking ahead to next year and you want to chase some big game hunts in, say, South Dakota or Wyoming, Buckstorm hunts. Anyway, again, head to thebendshow.com for all of the information, how to get a hold of some of these great experiences and ventures so you can get planning. We're going to take a short little break, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're tackling a topic nobody really likes to talk about, but it deals with our dogs, you know, man's best friend, and that hard decision you've got to make. Stay where you are. We'll be right back. Are the Florida Keys calling your name? Have you dreamed of catching exotic mahi-mahi, red snapper, sailfish, grouper? Blue Water Girl Charters can fulfill your dreams of saltwater fishing excitement. Book today, full or half-day charters. Let Blue Water Girl Charters make your dreams a reality. Blue Water Girl Charters. Follow on Facebook for booking and more information. Blue Water Girl Charters. Catch dinner and memories. This is Beck. First, I appreciate all of you for listening and making The Bend part of your week. Many of you have asked, how do I catch past episodes? The answer is super easy. Head to thebendshow.com and click on the shows tab. There you can listen to every episode all the way back to episode 1. Podcasters, head to your favorite podcasting app and search The Bend. You'll find us. Be sure to follow and subscribe and never miss another episode again. The holidays are around the corner, and finding that thoughtful gift is always the goal. We have the perfect idea for you. Meet author Rochelle Barrett, The Prairie Crocus.
I welcome you to my world, a collection of poems, love notes, and essays about ranch life, motherhood, and life lessons from the prairie in my new book, Anthology, and 2024 Ranch Life Calendar. Order both today at prairie-crocus.com.
Beautiful photos with words that speak to the heart and soul. Prairie-crocus.com, turning thoughts into writings from the heart. A perfect gift in time for the holidays. Welcome back to The Ben Show, your outlet for outdoors and Western lifestyle. I am your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck, and Jeff Tigger Earhart is here as always as my co-host. And we are tackling a topic that I think a lot of you can agree or have had to go down this road, or if you haven't, you will someday. And that is if you have a four-legged friend in your family, your hunting companion, your dog. That's what we're talking about, your cow dog, your family pet, and having to deal with saying goodbye. It is hard.
This is a tough topic that we're bringing up because so many people deal with this. We're dealing with it right now. We had to put a dog down a couple days ago. That was very, 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 very difficult. And I'm jumping in here because it was my dog, and I think maybe this is me talking about it will make me feel better. But we believe so wholeheartedly in animals. We believe that they should be able to die with dignity, regardless if they're animals that we're harvesting in the field, if they're big game, if it be our cattle, our horses, our dogs. We believe that they need to die with dignity, and this is a very tough topic. We brought this up. Let me back up here a little bit for y'all. Beck and I, we actually host a morning radio show Monday through Friday for one of our local country music stations in the town where we're at. And this was a topic of discussion, and this was heated about, should you be in the room if you choose to euthanize your pet?
Correct. Yes.
And we threw this out to the public, and boy, howdy. I mean, there was all sorts of responses. The majority, of course, saying, yes, you need to be present. Mm-hmm. You owe it to that animal to be present if you are choosing to euthanize them.
Yes, we were surprised. The outpour of reaction was overwhelming on such a topic because it is one that hits home. Let's be real. These are dogs. They are part of our family.
You don't want to say goodbye. No. I mean, you don't want to do that. You don't want them to.
And it doesn't matter how you go about it. You do want them to go with dignity and the least amount of pain possible. And you know what? If you're an individual that already is sitting here going and saying, there's no way I could be there, I can't do that, that's okay too. We understand from an emotional standpoint because it is hard to say goodbye to something and sit there while it's happening. But interesting enough, some research and speaking with veterinarians, if you can, they do appreciate you being there with your pet.
Right, because you don't want to leave them with a stranger.
Right. That animal already knows something's up when you pull up at the clinic. They're already immediately stressed, anxiety.
There's all those smells in there.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. You go into the vet clinic with the dogs, and they're already a little amped up from all of the different smells. And if like most times, they don't want to go there because they know they're going to get a shot or something like that. They're like, I don't like this. So if you can't be there with your pet, I think it's very important for somebody that the pet knows.
Yeah, somebody that trusts.
Exactly, because, there's all sorts of, like you say, they're scared when they're in there.
I'm going to take a step back. The word euthanasia can seem very scary, right? So if you aren't sure what the process entails, don't be afraid to call your veterinarian first off and find out what exactly is the process, what to expect. You might find out it's not as scary as you thought it would be.
It's not. It's not. Our vets are extremely compassionate about when it comes to something like this. Horses is the same situation. Mm-hmm. If you need to euthanize a horse, and oh boy, howdy, I remember when my dad had to do that. And remember when I told you that his favorite horse, Skeeter, when she died Christmas morning? Dad, he wouldn't come home all day. He was he was tore up over that.
Yes. So saying goodbye to our beloved animals, pets, it is hard. It doesn't matter what the circumstance is. It is. But I do want to tell you, as somebody sadly have had to do this a couple of times already, that there is a bit of closure, I gotta say, when you sit there with this animal that you have loved and you have taken care of and you have been its protector for so many years, and it's been your buddy, and you've
probably gotten arguments sometimes.
Yes, and now I'm getting tears in my eyes thinking of the little words you might have said, you little sucker, but at the same time, they were the first one to give you a lick and a hug and curl up on your lap when you were sick. There is that bit of closure and helps with the grief part of it when you can sit there with them when they go through that final last stage into the next life.
And I know some people, they say they have a hard time when it's getting another dog. And I'm a big dog person, always have been. I have always had dogs, always will. But a lot of times it's when you have to get rid of them. And I don't know how we ever got the phrase, put them down. I don't like the phrase. I don't like that phrase either. But think of it this way, that it's making room for another one to come into your program or into your family or into your kennel if we're talking dogs in this situation. So, those dogs, they know when it's time, just like people do. And of them moving on, it's giving the opportunity for you to pass along your trust and your love to another one.
That is absolutely correct. So as we've had to say goodbye to our beloved Mojo this week, we know that in time our hearts will heal, and again we will open up our home to another beloved little four-legged critter.
Why is it so hard to say goodbye to them little suckers?
Oh, they just get to the heartstrings, and now I'm wiping a tear. There we go. I told you I wasn't going to cry this episode, but there you have it. You know what, folks? We're going to take a short little break, but when we come back, got an idea for those of you that are wondering, what do you get somebody that just has everything this holiday season? The Ben Show will be back right after this.
Before you head to the next rodeo, a concert, maybe a gathering on or off the ranch, we head to Medora Boot and Western Wear.
Tigger and Beck here for Medora Boot and Western Wear. Latest Western fashion in boots, jackets, and hats.
From durable ranch wear to keeping the horses in sturdy tack, visit medoraboot.com to order.
Or better yet, plan to visit Medora, North Dakota and shop Medora Boot and Western Wear.
Again, go to medoraboot.com. You can follow on Facebook and tell them Tigger and Beck sent you.
The hunt is planned. The guide is booked. The trip is blocked off in the calendar. But one huge detail remains, preserving that trophy, creating a memory that will last a lifetime. Little Rack Taxidermy has that fast, friendly service to fulfill your taxidermy in a timely, professional manner. Reach out to Heather with Little Rack Taxidermy through Facebook at Little Rack Taxidermy or send an email to heatherjoe23@hotmail.com. Little Rack Taxidermy, bringing back the natural look.
Shooting ducks, skinning bucks, I'm a hunting princess in a pickup truck.
You've waited, dreamt of a hunting adventure, and now have harvested that trophy of a lifetime. Keep the memory alive with a custom-designed mount, preserved as a work of art. Check out our approved taxidermist depending on your location. The award-winning Schneider Taxidermy is located in Helena, Montana. When hunting the Dakotas, JB's Wildlife Designs in Mandan, North Dakota. Then Shadwin Creek Taxidermy in Nebraska. And for the Central USA, Little Rack Taxidermy in Macomb, Illinois. Reach out to The Ben Show and let us help you find the right taxidermist. Welcome back to The Ben Show, your outlet for outdoors and Western lifestyle. I am your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck, and riding along shotgun is always my co-host, Jeff Tigger Earhart. Now, this next news article crossed my feed the other day, and it had me chuckle, and it kind of hit home for us. So let me tell you the news story first, and then we'll explain why it hit home for us. An Australian couple recently decided to sell their home after their $100,000 Lego collection outgrew the home.
Oh my gosh.
The couple had filled multiple rooms, including a dedicated Lego room and their garage with their Lego creations. As the couple says they only foresee their collection to continue to grow, it's time for a larger home.
You know, there's a lot of people that they invest in Legos. No kidding.
And should we be honest, self-included?
Okay, we love Legos.
Yes, and that's where I teased before break that a gift to give that person that you just don't know what to get them. Get this, Legos is number 2 on the list for adults. We're talking those in the age bracket of 30 to 65. Why? Because almost all of us grew up with Legos. They're nostalgic.
And there are some adult versions of Legos, friendly, of course, that we bought my mom some Legos. And it is a beautiful floral botanical display, and she absolutely loves them. It took her like 2 months to put the thing together.
Well, think about Legos are like the modern day version of puzzling, right? You think about how we used to get our grandparents' puzzles. Well, now it is popular to absolutely get adults Legos, and Lego understands the market that there is for it and is absolutely building collections that are geared just for us adults.
And they've got the pretty price with it too. They have figured this out that it is now more adults than kids that are purchasing Legos. I should say that are receiving Legos. It's more adults than kids.
Yes. And the other side of this I'm going to bring up is that person doesn't realize Legos make a wonderful gift because they keep the dexterity in your fingertips as you're aging, okay? You're having to pick up these little pieces. And I can speak as being a cancer survivor. That was one of the things the physical therapist, one of my best friends, said is no, play with Legos back because, yes, you're going through neuropathy in your fingers. Play with Legos. Keep moving those fingers. And that's exactly what it did. So, you know what happened? Everybody was sending me Lego botanicals. That's a collection that they have. And they're gorgeous flowers.
And that's how we found out about them. Friends were sending you these adult version Legos, and they were amazing. And you said, okay, these are awesome. And we started buying them for gifts for other people.
Exactly. And now we're addicted to them ourselves. And we start looking into it. And get this, some of these collections, absolutely, you buy them when they first come out and you hold on to them.
Right.
And they increase with value.
Exactly. It's a wise investment.
So if you're looking for something for that hard to shop for person this holiday season, consider the Legos. And it's not just the flowers we're talking about. They have a whole outdoors collection too.
They got kind of a theme going on. So if you haven't guessed it, I mean, Beck is trying to send me specific messages. I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
We're going to call this show Wrapped, folks. I know we were all over the board on topics again this week, but you know what? We greatly appreciate you tuning in each and every week. First off, I want to say thank you to my producer and sound engineer co-host, Jeff Tigger Earhart. And remember, folks, we talked about it in the first part of the show, trips over gifts. That was a huge study that came out. 92% of people appreciate experience gifts over an actual gift. So be thinking about it. Like I said, I have got outfitters, guides, ideas of where you could go on your next adventure on thebenshow.com. Check it out in this show's notes. And remember to keep sending us in any questions you might have, or if you know of something spot-worthy for us to share, a recipe that Tigger and I need to whip up in the kitchen and test ourselves, as well well as your area's field reports. That number again, you can call or text anytime is 305-900-2363. Again, 305-900-2363, or you can email bendradioshow@gmail.com. If you missed part of this episode or you want to hear past shows, you can find them all on the website, thebendshow.com, and be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting app and to The Ben Show YouTube channel. Looking to change things up at your next event, conference, or awards banquet? Consider having us, Tigger and Beck, entertain your crowd. We are also PRCA Pro Rodeo card holders, where Tigger is a pro rodeo announcer, and we are PRCA music directors. So there you have it, from MCs to event headliners, public speakers, or even talking about ranching, cattle, hunting, fishing, camping, and take care of your rodeo too. We've got you covered in all arenas, literally. Trying to spice things up? There you have it. Have us. Thank you to our partners, Ditelli Outdoors, The Prairie Crocus, Medora Boot and Western Wear, Blue Water Girl Charters, Buckstorm Hunts, Little Rack Taxidermy, Mickey's Mustard, ToxicCalls.com, Wabalo Creek Outfitters, Atlas Tracks, RFD TV, and Wrangler. Finally, a big thanks to all of you listeners out there that came along. And whether you're coming or going today, stay with us as we ranch it up. And remember to keep up with me, Beck, all week long by following The Bend on Facebook and on Instagram at The Bend Show. This is Rebecca Warner. Catch Beck if you can next week on The Bend.